The city was a graveyard, hushed and dead, except for the screams that tore through the air like ghosts. Thick black smoke coiled into the sky from the skeletons of burning cars. From behind the shattered glass of a storefront, Alex watched the shuffling, mindless hordes that now owned the streets. His own breath was loud in the silence. He whispered, more to himself than anyone, "If we don't move now, we're not going to make it." Crouched low behind a mountain of overturned furniture, Mia's eyes darted across the street. She saw them, a small flicker of life on a rooftop, a group of survivors, trapped. Her heart leaped. "We have to save them," she yelled, but her voice was a drop in an ocean of groans, swallowed by the insatiable hunger of the dead. It didn't matter. The look in Alex's eyes told her he'd heard. He found it a length of cold, hard metal pipe. It felt heavy, real. He nodded at Mia, and then they ran. The world became a blur of decaying faces and outstretched hands. A zombie lunged, its fingers snagging on Alex's jacket. He didn't hesitate. A swift, brutal kick, and he was free. His heart hammered against his ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the symphony of death. They reached the base of the building, the ladder to the rooftop, a staircase to a temporary heaven. Up on the roof, 3 pairs of terrified eyes met theirs. A man named Leo, a woman, Sarah, and a little boy, Ethan, huddled together, thank God. Sarah cried, tears streaming down her face. But relief was a luxury they couldn't afford. The sound of their arrival, the brief moment of hope, was a dinner bell. Below, the groans intensified. Scrabbling sounds echoed from the side of the building. They were coming. The fight was desperate, a frantic dance on the edge of a grave. Leo swung a heavy wooden plank, each impact a sickening thud. Mia, resourceful and quick, held bottles filled with flammable liquid, creating small pockets of fire to hold them back. Alex, thinking on his feet, spotted a heavy chain. With a tremendous heave, he pulled it, releasing a cascade of debris onto the climbers below. One by one, they fell. But for every one that dropped, 2 more took its place. They were relentless. Just as the last of their energy began to fade, Alex saw it. A glint of metal on a nearby building. A helicopter. On a helipad. It was their only way out. A long shot, but the only shot they had. "It's our only chance." He yelled over the chaos. There was no time to think. They fought their way back down, back into the heart of the nightmare, a mad dash through a sea of grasping claws and blood-curdling moans. They reached the helicopter, the roar of its blades starting to spin up a promise of escape. But Ethan froze. The sheer terror of it all paralyzed him. Mia grabbed his small hand, her grip firm and reassuring. "Come on, kid, we can do this," she urged, her voice steady despite the fear in her own heart. The pilot, a stranger with a nervous but determined face, pushed the engine to its limit. Zombies lunged, their rotten fingers brushing against the chopper's skids as it lifted, rising just out of reach. Soaring above the city, they looked down upon the world they had just escaped. The streets were no longer streets. They were rivers of the dead, a writhing, endless mass of undead. Alex's voice was barely a whisper, filled with a hollow sort of victory. We survived, but for how long? Beside him, the little boy clutched Mia's arm, his eyes wide and unblinking, watching the burning city shrink into a dark memory on the horizon. Who do you think will survive the next night? And what tactic would you have used to fight off the horde? Let me know your survival plan in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.